The Boston Bruins dominated the NHL last season and ended up finishing the year with an NHL all-time record 65 wins. They scored the second most goals of any team and allowed the fewest in the league due to stout defense and having two elite goaltenders, including the Vezina Trophy winner. They'd be upset in round one of the playoffs in a wild 7-game series with the Florida Panthers, and after this, during the summer, their captain and number 1 center Patrice Bergeron would retire. And then in August, their number 2 center, veteran playmaker David Krejci, would also hang up the skates. The Bees would also lose Dmitry Orlov, Tyler Bertuzzi, and Taylor Hall to free agency, and would head into the season with Pavel Zacha and Charlie Coyle as their first and second line centers. So, lacking those elite vets at the center position and losing some key players in free agency, Boston would have to take a step back, right? Wrong. They've started out the season 11-1-2 and are first in the Eastern Conference and behind only the Vegas Golden Knights in league-wide standings almost halfway through November. The Boston Bruins weren't supposed to be this good, so how are they still arguably the top team in the league with no signs of slowing down? For the past several years, the Bruins have been one of the best defensive teams in the NHL. During Bruce Cassidy's tenure, the team didn't give up much of anything and came up just short of a Stanley Cup in 2019. But after not being able to get past the second round the next 3 seasons, Boston turned to Jim Montgomery to man the bench. And since he has taken over, this team has completely bought into his game plan and systems. The team really wanted to win the Cup for Bergeron last year, and while it didn't happen, they appear to be on a mission yet again this season, with Brad Marchand as the new captain, and in the team's centennial season. Once again, this team is allowing fewer goals than anyone else in the league. Jeremy Swayman has been nearly unbeatable with a 6-0-1 record, .944 save percentage, and a 1.69 goals against average. And the reigning Vezina Trophy winner, Linus Ullmark, hasn't missed a beat. He's 5-1-1 with a .926 save percentage and 2.26 goals against. These two have a goalie friendship maybe unlike anything we've seen at the NHL level, and they will likely win another Jennings Trophy this year. The defense core for Boston is led by Charlie McAvoy, the smooth skating two-way guy who is one of the most complete D-men in hockey and is a player that I think at times sacrifices some of his offensive ability for the betterment of the team. Hampus Lindholm is another big piece of the back end for the Bruins. He started a little slow this season, but had an excellent campaign last year, actually finishing 4th in the Norris Trophy voting. Brandon Carlo is also a very important player on that blue line, and he's 6'6" and can be really difficult to get around for opposing forwards. The rest of the Bruins blue line all understand their role in the team and in that system, and it's that coupled with the goaltending and overall team defense that makes this group the stingiest team in the NHL right now. David Pastrnak and Brad Marchand are doing what they've been doing for years now, which is of course lighting up the league, and so far, Pavel Zacha has been very solid in that top-line role. The 26-year-old had a career-high 21 goals and 57 points last season, and he could very well break both of those highs this year should he stay healthy and keep up with the pace he's on. Charlie Coyle is also enjoying his increased opportunity in the lineup. He's at nearly a point per game so far, and could potentially top his career highs as well this season. Boston was also able to sign winger James Van Riemsdyk in free agency for just 1 year and $1 million, and he's had a hot start as well. Another nice surprise for the squad has been the play of 19-year-old rookie Matt Poitras. The second-round pick in 2022 had the second most assists in the OHL last year for the Guelph Storm, and he's been able to showcase that same skill and finesse at the NHL level so far this season. While the Bruins aren't scoring quite as many goals as they did last year, currently 17th in goals for among NHL ranks, it really hasn't mattered much, seeing as they still have just 1 regulation loss. Will they be able to keep up with the firepower that some of the other top teams in the league have? I guess we'll have to wait and see. But the last 2 teams to win the President's Trophy ended up going to the Stanley Cup Final the following year. So could we see the same thing happen this year with the Boston Bruins? It's certainly possible.